So I'm just starting a stream. Also, you can check it, or I will just check it if it works, and then we will begin. All right. Yes, I think it's working. That is great. Okay. Yes. So, thanks everyone for coming, and sorry for the mess again with the time. We will rethink our timing, so please follow us on the socials, and we will announce how we'll do it in the future. But I think this error with time was actually a good thing, because we realized that this format that we did today may be a bit more interesting than the other one. So we might as well keep it. But first of all, I will tell you a little bit about our platform here, what we are doing. So basically, we started, this is community announcement number 7. So we started in February 2024. And the reason I started these meetups is because I felt like Oslo is a really great place for technical startups and technical people and businesses. But it lacks some of the, push, some of the punch in terms of having regular discussions and having open discussions and workshops and so on and so forth. And there is actually a plan. This is a plan like a further on, or maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. But further plan is to expand the community, and as far as we expand, the more people we absorb to our community, the more we will have different formats. So this is not the only format you're going to see, but this is the only format so for now. For this moment, and probably for 3 or 4 more events. But in the end, we will just like to be a platform. And inside of this platform, you will have different domains where you could come and do things you want. You could join events, you could join workshops, and so on and so forth. So it would be a high-quality common ground for people to talk about on important things on a regular basis, basically. So yes, I think I already went through that, but important things here is community-driven. So we definitely want more people involvement in both speaking, in both joining us to help with a lot of tasks that we have, because we're basically a two-man job for now. So we're like a couple of people working on that, and we would like more people to join and help us and do these events even better, even more nice and more fun. So it's pretty decentralized, and of course the goal is as well networking, and yes, we need to follow the changing world. So in the very, very further future, that overview looks like a framework. So that should be a framework for the events. So similar to some other very well-known frameworks like TED, maybe you've seen TED, or maybe you've seen some other DevOps days or some other conferences and frameworks. So we want to make the same, but we want to make it as an open source, scalable framework for communities that people just can come and talk on the important topics. And of course, all of this framework and communities also needed to be a basis for the city of the future. So hopefully the city that does not have any government, so like a totally free city like the guys in Liberstad. Hi, if you're there, if you're watching us. Yes, and basically we have some socials that we are trying to expand. So if you want to join, feel free to do that. There's a QR code, there's all the links. We are also having all these videos on our website. We try to publish the link to the streams, and they're all on YouTube, in my channel. And we publish all the presentations as a public domain to also try to convince other people to also publish their talks, their presentations as open source or free content, public domain content, basically. Yes, as I already told you, we need more volunteers. So at any point you think you might want to help, or you can, or you have somebody who want to talk about something, or you want to talk about something, then just come and talk to me. And yes, so especially right now, we need help with photos and videos, because we occasionally have some people coming to making photos, but we are doing this every month. So just one evening a month, that's what we need. We also need some more exposure and so on and so forth. So if you know anyone, if you want to speak yourself, please just come and talk to me. or to Artem, actually, who will come soon. So also huge thank you for giving the opportunity to speak here to the Ripple and their community, and also to all of our partners like Norwegian Unix Association, user group, which helps us with the camera and streaming solution, and all the others as well. And where we are now, so yes, I think I changed the slide 2 times, so that's great. I think that is correct as far as I can see. So we have the further dates already planned. I will do an announce about time, more exact in the future. But these are the future dates, and I think next time we will have 4 speakers, so it's going to be a little bit more diversified. Yes, and also I would like to announce that we are starting a new idea with the job market. So basically, anyone who is coming here on our event, you can announce that you have a job, or you can tell our community that you are searching for a job. So basically, like a Tech Connect solution for finding jobs. And I will tell you a little bit more. This stayed till the last presentation. I will cover that once again during that. Once again, this is our website. All of our socials are linked like that, so you can actually remember. Also, /live is the stream here, and also /RSVP is always the reserve location link. So you can follow them, you can memorize them, I guess. And that's all for the first presentation. That's about our community. And now I will pass microphone to Evgenia, and so yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone. So yes, my name is Evgenia, and I'm here with Ida, my daughter. So I just want to tell my story, what I'm doing here, and I've been invited by Dan and Artem to tell what I do. I actually very early from my maternity leave back to work, and there's this is going to be the story how I'm back to work and what I'm doing now. So yeah, it's Ira. She's supposed to be maybe sleeping now, but it's a bit late for her. But yeah, I'm coming from Latvia. I lived in Norway for 16 years. Yeah, all my family's here. My mom and my stepdad came first to Norway. They lived in the car for 2 months to provide the life for us, but they got a lot of help from Norwegian friends later. And on my journey, I did school in Norway, I learned Norwegian, and I became a hairdresser. And then I understood, no, this is something not I want to do in the future, and I started to find some studies, and I did study innovation and leadership. To talk to. At that time, I met my husband, Eirik. He's very Norwegian. He's Norwegian. So my half of life is Latvian and Russian, but also now it's also Norwegian. So I will be here. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, it's Ira. She's here. Down here. Yeah, you see, I'm not that technical in this technical. There. The subtitle is something that Dan helped me to find about building the technical ecosystem in Oslo or Norway. I will talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm more on the business side. To do a business. I'm not engineer or tech, how you already probably saw. How it started? It started with that I started with the innovation and leadership studies, and then I found a lot of topics I'm interested in, but especially tech. I saw that's interesting, and I was. I did some conferences, and there, like we talked with the one guy here, Anton. Yeah, you talked about me one thing before. by doing conferences, you meet a lot of people and new insights. So my journey starts when I started to do conferences, and I did something called She Conference, and there I met a lot of people doing something. And because of that, I was recruited to someone who wanted to do a Crucible conference. It's here, right? Here. So the journey in the tech or the blockchain starts for me in 2022 when I was recruited to help to do a conference for Crucible. Crucible is a melting pot, and I didn't know much about the blockchain. I just knew about the monkeys and the crypto, and it was like, oh, this is the blockchain, nice. But we called conference blockchain beyond the hype, because the idea was to make a platform, investment platform, for to do also something that Dan is doing now, but we thought, okay, no one knows us, and we want to do something like a conference to meet new people and who works in the blockchain. Atya, maybe you can help me with the... You can take her? Okay. Maybe it's... Okay, maybe she goes to it. Just a second. Okay. Nice, I'm free for a moment. Yeah, so we want to build a platform for investment with the blockchain technology. And to build this platform, we need investors, we need people around it, and we started to do meetups. Nice. We started to do meetups for the blockchain, and then I met Artem, and then I met Dan. And then we saw that part that Norway is a bit slow. How are we doing? That could be this ugly part and maybe good thing in a way. We were very like, oh, okay, we have money, we want to do the conference, we have investors, we had Randy Zuckerberg on this conference. So let's do something interesting. But then we met this Norwegian mentality of doing business that we were like, oh shit, this is not how we expected or wanted to do. And from the high peak, we went like, okay, maybe it's not actually what we should do. Or, yeah. So then at the same time, I got pregnant. It's a good timing. It started with crypto winter, they call it now. And then we thought, okay, let's put Crucible on hold. And 2 years later, we are back on to do Crucible. Come on, no. And now we are taking over a co-working space that was for creative tech before. And we're using Crucible. And now we are renting offices. But the idea is to do this melting pot and invite businesses, tech, is it fine? Tech and people to do some innovation. But first, I focus on renting the place out. And the second, I want to do something with the hackathon. So I really hope that then maybe we'll move to our place. And Crucible has this name already, this melting pot. And the idea is just to, yeah, when you put it to light, I forgot my words. Yeah, you just land me. But yeah, my journey is easy. I'm coming from this conference world, networking and business people, meeting a lot of investors, and helping them to do businesses. And I don't know, maybe you have some questions, maybe you want to ask me something, I don't know. Is it better? Yeah. No, it's because it's Crucible Hub. Dot, I don't know. Yeah. Yes. But now we only focusing more on the office spaces. But for the future, when the office spaces are rent out, we want to have hackathons, meetings, and for the tech people. But not only tech, because it will be very one way. We would love to have more. We would love to have other people also, like let's say basic accountants, and then we invite some blockchain people, and then they meet in the Crucible, and we facilitate and do hackathon and say, okay, maybe you can work together and see maybe you can do the innovation. So this is how Crucible started with the conference. But then we were very one-minded that it's going to be a blockchain community. But now we changed to that we want to open doors to everyone. Yeah.
Do you have your next hackathon plan?
Next hackathon plan. Yeah, we're going to do something with Anton. But I've been there only 20 days after my maternity leave. So we're pretty fresh and pretty new in the market. So we will see where we are going towards. But this is about also building this technical ecosystem in with Norwegians together. And when I say Norwegians, with the Norwegian market. So that's my idea.
Yeah, that's great. I think we should see more people involved and more projects and more interaction maybe.
Yeah.
So that would
This
be...
is only a start. I suggest maybe I come next time also more prepared and showing some interesting maybe. I don't know. No.
Yeah, of course. We can do maybe a bit later when you have some insights to share.
Yeah,
That would be also great.
yeah. That's
All right.
But anyway, I would love to have link things on your wall so we can connect. Yeah, that's fine. You can take a picture.
Any questions, guys?
This is not my LinkedIn, by the way. It just goes to Crucible Hub. But
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Zenia. So I'm assuming it's yes, you can click it. Yes, thank you. Perfect. I am assuming it will be really quick. So we have only one left, which is also my presentation. Yes, and this is a very interesting story because exactly 1 month ago, here on this stage, I announced this project to our participants at that time. And on that point, we have been working on it about a week. However, this project has been in my head for more than a week. Obviously, if we would make it in a week, we will make some demo in a week and the concept, but obviously this project was for quite some time in my head. And I worked on so many startups, but to answer the question, can you nail exactly and find the startups that you really want to do and you really want to work on them, regardless of whatever happens, right? I thought, okay, this is probably the one, so maybe I should just go, just like I moved to Norway, you know, when I was choosing a country where to go, I have a list of like 15 countries. And then number 1 was Norway, so I was like, okay, I have a list of 15 countries, but why would I go for number 7 or number 2 or number 4? I could just go for Norway. So this is kind of a similar project, similar vibe, right? So that would be one really important. That would be, I would think, top 3. And top 3 for me is a very small amount, to be frank, because I worked literally on hundreds of startups before. So this is in the top 3, maybe number 3rd, but still in top 3. And right now I'm working on that besides my job at MasterCard. So basically, what is this project about? And I'm already speaking 5 minutes about it, and I haven't said a single word. But you might see blockchain word in there. So we also changed naming slightly. It used to be blockchain-based package manager, and then we all discussed like how we should change the naming, how we could improve it, and we didn't find a way. So I just thought, okay, we just drop the base and we just keep blockchain package manager. So what are we doing in the startup? Basically, we want to make a cross-platform software that will help you to deliver a software in a secure way to your endpoints or nodes. So this tool allows you to facilitate building the source code, getting the hash of your source code, getting the hash of your binary, so verifying it and saving it to the blockchain. And then you can re-verify it at a later stage, and you can check the versioning, you can go roll back, and so on and so forth. So basically, the word principle here is hashes, as I already mentioned. Blockchain is, of course, used to be sure that there's no interference, because if you know Linux Mint, for instance, there's been an incident with Linux Mint when somebody got access to the developer repository and pushed some malicious package to the Linux Mint repository, and obviously everybody who had been updating from the official repository got this malicious code there, and they didn't know about it, and they would probably not know until they update the next time. And there is no any common way to fix it. So here we use blockchain for like time stamping, basically, so like a time machine or a timer. If you want also, of course, decentralized database. We use hashes as a data footprint that we can use for our code and the source code and binaries and whatnot. And also we use automation, so we don't actually write any automation. We use the automation built into the distros. So in Arch there is a package build system, and our repo, if you are aware of, who knows Arch, who uses Arch or seen Arch? Okay, there are some people. Okay, that's good. So there are also similar tools for Fedora, for Debian, for other distros, also for Windows. There is Chocolate, which is like a Windows package manager. There is something for Mac, Homebrew for Mac, and actually Homebrew is also for Linux. So there are many package managers, and they already have their own workflows for that. So we just reutilize it basically from them, or basically we are triggering them to do the job. Also, what do we do in this project is we are providing a common message bus. Why is this important? Because let's return to the example with Linux Mint, right? There's some virus got into the repos because somebody hacked the developer. But developer, what he could do, okay, he figured it out, he restored the access, he removed the code, he updated everything, he wrote on the website, he wrote a newsletter, that's it, right? But what if I don't open the website? What if I don't read my email? And I still have the package on my computer that is malicious. So basically, there's no way for me to fix this issue if I'm not actively tracking. And I bet most of you, and I myself included, I don't track outdated packages or current packages. I might track the future packages, but not the outdated ones. So in this case, he had no tool, and we could provide a tool with having our message bus, our blockchain message bus, where we can know that the package needs fix. It's a virus, or it doesn't compile, or something wrong with it, or just a comment. Like if you go to our, you see comments around packages, like is this a good package, does it work, does it work in that particular hardware, and so on and so forth. So basically, we also provide modularity, so you can actually use your package manager of your OS, use our product, all everything together. You can also build on top of that, so you can improve, and you can also add packages in the future, package managers in the future. So I was thinking to make it a bit more clear, and I noted some of main features of our product, the way they should be. So this is how we want to make it, at least. It's not yet happened, but we are going there. So we want to be a programming language agnostic, so it doesn't matter which program languages your source code uses. We want to be able to provide you a shipping pipeline for your packages through our BPM to any distribution. And the best part, all the packages will be connected. So from one particular, let's say MTR, my trace route, right? Very popular package. So from this MTR package, you could see Linux version for Debian, Linux version for Arch, Linux version for Fedora, Windows version, Mac version, Android version, all in one page. So it's like packages work, but better. So code agnostic. Multi-blockchain, what does it mean? So basically right now we're focusing on providing functionality for one blockchain. After that we already have a plan for a second one. But in the future we want to provide people with the possibility to choose between the blockchains as well as choose multiple blockchains. Why would you like to have multiple blockchains? Well, if you want to even make more secure, even more universal, then you can post your message updates to multiple blockchains. That's the goal. Also, as I already mentioned, it's OS agnostic, so it doesn't care which OS you use. It should work as far as OS allows to install some software. Of course, the code is full open source. It's available right now. It's on Rust. The idea is to write everything very flexible, modular, so you can use it to expand your own infrastructure, your own programs, your own software, and so on and so forth. Also hardware agnostic, and goal is to actually run it on microcontrollers like weather stations and any other microcontroller-based solutions. This is important because we have like IoT in cars now. We have AI in cars now. So it is even closer, and we have AI in medicine now. So it is so close to human health, and it should be trusted. And of course, yes, you can say, okay, medical equipment goes through very serious certification, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but it's not the right way. It should be just open source. It should be checked by the whole world community. That's how it can proceed further. So completely hardware agnostic, that's the end goal, and that's why we use Rust, actually, which changed from JavaScript. Our original example last month was shown on JavaScript. Now we move to Rust. Yes, and also this package manager is nice because it can standardize everything for everyone. So whenever you get familiar to interface of it, or to a command line interface, or to a graphical interface, it will be the same across all operating systems. So you don't have to learn a new package manager. You learn one, and you use it across all of your environments. So standardization. All right. Basically, process unification for all platforms. So, and it's a general whole true source of the truth for packages. Also, it tailors, of course, developers. It's for developers, and also it tailors for the package maintainers. I'm a package maintainer in Arch Linux itself, and also I'm a package maintainer. I used to be a package maintainer in Fedora and also in Debian, and I've made packages to each of these operating systems and beyond, to Alpine and to others, and it's sort of a messy, it's not too messy, but it's a little bit messy environment because there are so many standards and they interact to some extent but not completely, so we could provide an interaction bus in here. All right. Starting with the hashes. So how does it work, how the underlying structure of our project? So basically, you have two options. You can either provide the source code, or you can provide binary, or you can also provide a hybrid, something in the middle, and you use these inputs to produce hashes. And then you write these hashes to the blockchain. And then, let's say if you started with source code, you have a hash of source code on the blockchain. Now you build your project using the tools of your operating system. So let's say it's make package in this case. So you run the make package, and after it finishes its execution with artifacts and targets, you take this artifact from the target folder and you do a hash again, and you write this hash to the blockchain once again. And then you have two hashes connected between each other, and then you know this source code produces this binary. Is this safe or not? We can discuss in the future, but at least we have this connection. We have an understanding which source code produces which binary. And as far as I know, there are very limited amount of tools that allow you to do that, especially open source tools, especially blockchain-based tools. So if you would be able to find some, I will give some examples in the future, but there is not a lot of them as far as I can find. Of course, also existing of hashes allows for simplified verification of the origin of the source. So we know the wallet of the developer, we can verify it based on his posts, let's say in Twitter or whatever. So we can also, like a Keybase, I believe, project does that, right? You verify your socials, posting some messages to them, one time only. And then we can trust the developer having the key, basically because we know the origin is truth. And basically, yes. So you use blockchain to verify it in any ways, and you can also use it to check that the package is not marked as buggy or problematic. This is a system that we come off as a draft system of marking packages. So we took like a number scheme from 0 to 5, where 0 means not available, and then it goes from bad to better, best, and the ever best, right? So also we use colors, we use description status. So this is kind of how it will be marked. So each package version would be originally marked with one of these, and then you can change the status. We actually had a demo in JavaScript last time that was doing this part, and we are making it again now on Rust, and we are also not only changing it to Rust, but we're also changing from IOTA. We used IOTA blockchain. Now we use Hedera. So we changed to Hedera. Why is that? I will explain also further. But first, going to monetization. So actually, right now we don't focus on that, but in the future we want to make our own token, and we want to generate this token, and we want to be able to give the token to developers and give the token to package maintainers. Because every time you develop a software, you don't get any reward other than the software developed, and this is frustrating because it's a heavy job. And if you write your own code of your own project for your own sake, and you don't have any sales, maybe you write open source code, it's basically you don't get anything, you just people use the code, you maybe get some commits back, but that's basically it. So we would like to help developers to get some financing, some funding from our tokens. Then we also want to help package maintainers, because this is a large pain, because you do basically volunteer job, you don't get any money for that. And that would be really nice if you can give people money to pack your software. So you take a software that you like, you make a package, and you get some tokens for that. So this is, of course, up for debate how exactly we will come to these ideas. Also, of course, people can donate, people can comment on the packages, and basically there could be tax fees or the blockchain fees, transfer fees. We can also search for funding from companies if some enterprise want to implement our solution. We can also do the ICO, TG, and stuff like that. We have not decided on that yet, but we have a lot of options that we are slowly absorbing and observing better word probably. This is the schematic I already shown. Is anyone seen this presentation before already? No? Okay, that's great. So I'm not actually repeating. So schematics works like that. So that's the uplink example. And the developer is applying package. So we have a developer here with the source code, and I already basically explained to you how it works, but it does the hashing of the source code, and then sends the hash to the blockchain API node, and this API node writes this hash to blockchain. Then we have our BBPM that starts the build process, and it makes package. So then after the package is ready, it also makes the hashes of the package, and this hash also goes to API node, also goes to the blockchain, and now they are linked, so we know which source code produces which packages, okay? Downstream example, so let's say a user wants to download a package of a particular name. I'm using MTR here because I think MTR is great software, so let's just promote it a little bit. And yes, we request a package. So basically our user triggers BBPM, that BBPM checks in the blockchain with the package name, and that checks that the linked record exists, and these records doesn't have any bad red marks in them, right? And if it does, it shows the alert. If it does not, then blockchain will report safe. And basically BPM gets the safe status and commands your system to go to repo and download the package. Of course, you can have a verification of the packages here as well with the checksums. I probably should have drawn that. And then the package, the user got the package, basically. So that's the workflow. And the tech stack, as I told you before, we switched to Rust and we switched to Hedera. And we moved to Rust in favor of having a strong, streamlined code with a minimal code base and artifacts, and we wanted to be compilable so you can use it on microcontrollers. We also made Hedera for one particular reason. We needed a blockchain with pub/sub support. And you can try Googling blockchains with pub/sub support. There's almost none. I think there's like 5 out of 1,000. Out of 1,000 blockchains, there's like 5. And most of them doesn't have the support out of the box. They have like a sort of like a side card with the solution that you can use. Hedera actually includes this by default. That's kind of great. And pub/sub system is a publisher-subscriber system, if you're not aware. So you can create a topic, people can subscribe to this topic, and then people will get notification whenever somebody pushes notification to the topic. Like a developer pushes a new package to the package manager, right? Or to our package manager, or to his repo, whatever the case may be. Yes. So right now we are using make packages from Arch, and we are using GitHub. So mainly all the stuff is concentrated in the GitHub. It also have a coverage check, so we are working on making a very nice pipeline where we not only our package maintainers can deliver software easily through our tool, but also we, as a creators of the package, can deliver our solution transparently, safely, and nicely. So that's the goal, and Arch Linux is just used because it's super simple build procedure scripts. So Nix package probably would be next one, I think, maybe. That would be really best. But we are targeting more in the future. I will also talk more about that. So here is, right now, very crude image again. But basically, concept idea, cross-platform package database, accessible in a similar way to a blockchain explorer. This is this icon here. So basically, as a user, you can go to a website similar to packages.org, if you are aware about that website. And that website would be like a blockchain explorer for Hedera, but with the twist that it parses topics. And this list of topics, we provide a list of topics that it shows. So you can see a particular topics, and these topics were uploaded. And this is the structure of our project. So we have a core code, then we have a CLI, like a CLI client, so to say, and we have a JS bindings, and we will also have many other language bindings, and the project itself is on Rust, as I mentioned already. So basically, this is how it's connected internally, then it's on the GitHub, and so basically this project also, of course, as it's for Arch right now, so it works with Pacman, Arch Linux Pacman, and it communicates with the Hedera blockchain. This is something that I was thinking about for the future. This is not yet all absorbed, unfortunately, but we are working more on providing support for this like default packages. And in the future, we might have more, we might have new formats. But right now, as I mentioned already, we are focusing on Arch, and then we will also work upwards and downwards both ways. All right. Now returning to, if you remember the last presentation, I talked to you about a thing that we are starting this idea about jobs. So we actually need some resources, and most of these resources are people, right? So we need developers to join our collab project that actually, right now it's voluntary, so we don't have any money, we don't have any support from anyone, unfortunately, but we hope to do it soon enough. Maybe in a month or two, we'll see. And especially blockchains support us. There's talks to the developers of different blockchains now, including Hedera. They might support us, we will see. But we need the developers to help us, especially Rust developers. Is there any Rust developers? Is there anyone who worked with Rust a little bit? No? Just a little bit, okay. Basically, if you know someone, you can suggest them coming. We need Rust developers, but we also need other languages developers because we want to make bindings, we want to make libraries that will make life for people easier. Also, like for things like Composer or Python package management and so on. So all the languages that have a built-in building tools, I would say. They are also need all the bindings and connections to our product, okay? Yes, also we need package maintainers. If you want to push your package, you can be a beta tester and try our software to build your package and ship it to the Hedera so far, but at least also IOTA probably in the future as well. We will return to that because IOTA is a nice blockchain. It's interesting. It's not actually a blockchain, it's a DAG, right? But it's too technical maybe. So let's just call it a blockchain. Yes, also we need some documentation, management help, marketing, test users. So we need a lot of people in this project. The more we have, the better. And yeah, so that's the idea for the networking as well. Okay, now I just thought that we might look at the market because to work on the project, you need to know that there is a certain market for it, right? All the starters know that, and this is the market. Well, this is like top view. This is different, probably you cannot see, but there's different distributions. And I can tell you this line is 50,000, 100, 150, 200,000 packages. And here is Fedora 39 and 40. There is Debian in here. There is Arch, but I think it's wrong for Arch actually because it shows 50,000 or something. It's actually even, 51,000 is not true. It's so about 100,000. But regardless, you can see this number of packages. So it's quite a lot of packages to different distributors. Of course, some of them are cross-compatible, but not all. And we, of course, should probably target firstly the largest like spikes in here, and that's what we're gonna do. So this may be cloud of spikes. And speaking about the market, so based on that calculation, and also based on Googling, of course, and some other market data that I found, for instance, on GitHub we have about 28 million public repos. So each public repo is in the future, possibly, it's our client, right? Because he can push the packages. And also, packages org itself have 4 millions. We have a Nix package that lists 100,000, Arch about 100,000, Chocolatey about 10,000, Homebrew 6,000, Flatpak 2,000, Snap. I did not find information in Snap for some reason. They have a very strange interface, but I would assume it's, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of them. So totaling this to the serviceable, obtainable market, right? So this is a potential market, this is addressable, this is serviceable, and this is obtainable. So I think these numbers here are pretty good. Of course, we need to consider them when we are doing the tokenomics, which we did not do yet, which we probably should do. And if there is any tokenomics expert, you are welcome to join. Anyway, summing up the marketing, so I think it's 1.1 billion serviceable obtainable market. That is yeah, because that was what I just counted was this one, developers, but there are also normal users. And this number estimated based on several factors, but I would say this is very realistic. This is very realistic numbers. So enterprises, package maintainers, and all the other people sum up together to 1.1 billion. So this is serviceable obtainable market. So theoretically, that should be amount of entities in the system, at least for the user perspective. There are some links. This is our repo so far. We are, this is the old naming. We are considering switching to a different one. Right now, there are also some others, and I promised you to talk a bit more. So Gosh here. So Gosh is guys who actually, I found that they're doing kind of similar thing. And they are doing A3, so it's a bomb list-based compilation or building toolkit, I guess. So bomb list is if you are an engineer, like a metal engineer, wood engineer, I mean like a physical engineer, right? You should, or if you work with plastic 3D printing, you probably know what bomb list is. It's bill of materials, right? And there's also SBOM. SBOM is software bill of materials. And software bill of materials is basically a list of what you need, of all of the dependencies, all of the tooling you need to build the package. So basically they did that. So it's kind of something like we are doing, but a little bit up the chain and also sideways. So not exactly what we're doing. But very interesting, we are looking if we can communicate with them and maybe use some parts of their project in ours as well. So that's, by the way, it's just an interesting project. So if you have not seen Gosh blockchain, go and check it out. It's kind of fun. I already mentioned packages org many times and some other sites. So, yes, I already told you that it is a spawn-based software development system, Gosh. There is also like a Turkish, I believe, distribution, means Linux, that the guys tried to do a similar concept. So but instead of going to hashes and verification and naming, they went to IPFS storage. So they just do the packages and then they store them in IPFS. I think that's a great idea, and we will have a module for that in the future in our project. But for now, I don't think IPFS is stable enough, unfortunately. So if you want to be stable in IPFS, you need to run your own nodes and distribute your files across your own nodes. If you don't do that and you send some file in IPFS, most likely at some point it will disappear unless it's very popular. So for now, I think IPFS might be not the best, but in the future, when we have our own infrastructure, large scale deployed, then we can also use IPFS. Indirect, of course, the package managers themselves, they are kind of a competitor, but they don't do blockchain verification, they don't do any connection, any message bus, anything like that. And also, yes, I mentioned some of the programming languages have a built-in tooling for a similar purpose. So, forwards down the road, we would like to support more packaging formats, I already mentioned. And also make support for multi-chain. So that would allow us to communicate with different blockchains and write to all of them at the same time, or to several of your choice. Also, we were thinking about actually making it into an interactive daemon where you can actually run it as a program all the time. This is for many reasons could be good, because then you can basically, if you want, you can have a node that is running your software that could automatically fetch updates, automatically pause fetching updates or rollback if there is any critical error or a problem in the package, and you don't need to interact because it's automatically happening. So we are also considering doing that one as well. So that would be very interesting and challenging with the situation with this CrowdStrike incident, right? So in case of this system would be deployed and would be existing by that time, that wouldn't happen, or at least that wouldn't happen in that scale, that large scale as it did. Yes, also, yes, other connectors. For IPFS is not the only option. There's Filecoin, there's others. And we would like to have API so people can make modules. I've got some examples here. So let's say project service module. So as an example, I want a PostgreSQL database load balanced with Nginx hosts on Alpine Linux. So you can say that to our system in the future, I'm hoping at least. And this system would not only understand what you want, but also build this infrastructure for you, but also not only build this infrastructure for you, but also this infrastructure will be verified from the source, from the upstream on all stages. So this is kind of important thing, and it's not exist right now. Another example could be fun. I have this hardware here. Please build me a tailored gaming OS with Steam. So then you ask AI, like AI module, to do that, and AI module checks your hardware and build the system for you based on this all the packages that exist in the environment. And the interesting thing, you can actually cross-use some of the packages. You don't always have to use so in some distros you can cross-use some of the packages, and if the system would know which one to use. So let's say you use a distro that doesn't have this package, but then this distro is compatible with another one, so you can actually install another one, or you can install a binary version of the package. So there are many ways that this could improve. So that could be an interesting example, or a control module, like let's say we need to verify that all of our production systems are up and running at all times. If something goes wrong, automatically fix it, rebuild and redeploy. So that could be a reality if we have a source of truth for packages and the developers working together with this global system. All right. So during our first month, as I mentioned before, we worked on this project for about a month. We gathered a team of 7 people. I will discuss that further. And we changed the language from JS to Rust. We streamlined the product concept and its features, provided some documentations, added GitHub automations. We started working on tasks. We kind of split the workload so far. We hired a bit more people. And we opened communication channel with our potential future partners. And also we are in the process of hiring more developers. So we actually got 3 developers. Unfortunately, they're not all of them are not Rust developers. But interestingly, I did not do a lot of marketing about this project. We don't have a website. We just have a repo. We did the last event. There was not so many people similar to now. But somehow people already found me and they said, "What are you doing? We want to join." Never happened to me before. I think, no, actually, I'm lying here. It happened to me before, but to be at that stage earlier, I had to work on the project like several months or years. But here, I'm just not even working a month on this project, and I work about a month. And I already have people coming to me and talking. So I'm thinking I'm doing something correct here, or something interesting at least. Yes, so did I mention everything? Yes, this is our team. So basically different backgrounds, different people, different countries, we're all over the world. And hopefully we will grow quick, and we are hoping that some of you might be interested in joining in one or the other way. Again, thank you all, thank you for listening, and that's all for the official part. And do you have any questions before we conclude the stream at least? Yes, that's awesome. Can give you a second mic.
I'm just wondering if, because I know that the founder of Homebrew also started a another blockchain-based project kind of similar to this, but maybe the blockchain was just used for payment. I'm not sure about that. I'm wondering if you've considered reaching out to the T project, or if you have had any interaction with them.
Can you repeat the name?
T is what it's called.
T. No, I have not. So if you could stay and share some contacts,
Yeah, sure.
that would be really interesting, because I found out that really in the world, like there's 2-3 entities that are thinking about it, and maybe there is some deep tech, either very deep tech like this as a bomb stuff, and very deep tech, or there is some concept here and there, but nobody seems to build like actual pipeline with all these things that I described, or like at least let's say 60% of the things I'm described I have not seen. But that would be really interesting to communicate. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. We'll catch up later.
Yeah. Guys, more questions? No? All right. I guess then thank you all for coming, and let's continue this endeavor that we are going through. I can also show you like a last thing. No, not this one. It's probably gone. No, it's not gone. It's here. This is our repo. So feel free to check it out. It's very new, so it's not fully functional right now, but it will be. I'm hoping it will be soon, especially if we find a Rust developer, or if we don't, we will still make it functional, but maybe not in a perfect way, maybe not that quick. Yes, feel free to join and commit to our project, and thank you for coming. And also, please stay a bit longer if you still feel the force in yourself for a second phase of networking. All right, thank you guys. Thank you all.